Have you enjoyed summer just a little bit too much and now you're feeling a little bit of panic as you go into the fall? Like, where is my business going to be at? Am I going to have clients? What am I going to do? If you are feeling like your business might need a little tune-up and you need to get ready for the fall so you can actually have a paycheck come winter, this episode's for you. You're listening to the Girl Get Your Face Off a Bus Bench podcast, where we invite you to check your ego at the app, grab a cup of coffee, and get ready to dive into all things real estate marketing, social media, friendship, hardship, love, money mindset, and all the things that celebrate you as a badass boss babe.
We're here to encourage you, show up for you, give you a loving kick in the pants when you need it most, and be your soft place to land on the hardest of days. So pull up a seat at our table and get ready to be inspired and start living your best life by design.
Welcome to the Girl Get Your Face Off a Bus Bench podcast. We are so excited you're here.
Okay, girls, let's dive in.
Okay, so summer is nearing an end. It has been a fabulous one. And we are going to check in with you today to talk about where your business is at, where it needs to be at, and how to get it on track as fall begins. Because we all know when school starts again and everyone is done with their summer plans, we really all get to work.
Yes. I think realtors have a bad rap, and it's true. I would say it's more true than not. There's so many realtors that just sort of F around all summer long, and then they start scrambling in the fall. So should you have been screwing around all summer? No, but it's totally fine. Like our team, we intentionally planned to take our foot off the gas a little bit, but we had everything in place at the beginning of the year. Mm-hmm. And we had everything in place. We put all that into place in Q2. So then we could have a little bit of ease and reprieve in the summer. And find a little bit of summer balance. But now I always joke, it's back to school. I'm like, no, I haven't been in school for 20 plus years, but I sort of get into that back to school brain. I'm not going out and buying new sneakers, but it's how do we get back into the groove of maybe working a little bit more hours, maybe not taking off Fridays in the summer, that sort of thing. How do you do that and really get back into the mindset so you set yourself up for a successful rest of the year? Because if you screwed around all summer and you're going to screw around all fall, good luck even having a paycheck in Q4 of the year.
In the spring.
It will be Q1 of 2024.
So when we talk about the summer and taking the time off, or having some space and enjoying, most likely a lot of your clients are too. It's not the worst time to be doing it. It's just over the holidays. It's not the worst time. And we've shared quite a bit on the show, different ways to reach out and connect with clients, over those seasons of life, really, or of the year too. And the reality is, right now is when everyone puts their foot on the gas. They put their foot on the gas, and then come holiday time, so we're looking Thanksgiving, so just not that long from now, they are going to pump the brakes again. So this is that time to really make sure, if you weren't doing the things you needed to do over the summer, or if you were, awesome, that you are checking in with your clients and making sure all your business is on track before, holiday season hits and the pause happens again.
Yeah.
Because we all need to get paid, right? Everyone wants a paycheck. And the cyclical cycle, or the cycle of real estate, is 90 days. But also we need to be thinking at least 6 months out too for that business coming in. So those are things that we're really thinking about on the team, especially right now.
Yeah, we talked about episode number 68. It was a great one to refer back to, staying in touch with clients. And the thing that I heard at a mastermind somewhere along the way is they said, don't be fooled. You think you're the only one reaching out to your client. You're not. There's probably 10 other people reaching out to your past clients trying to get your real estate business. And there's just no guarantee that just because you had a successful sale with somebody before, there's no guarantee that they're ever going to work with you again.
None.
You have to re-earn that business, and you have to constantly stay top of mind. So how do you do that? And how does that feel authentic? And You know, you can't be that egotistical to think that you're the only game in town, because you're not.
And also, you don't own that. Like, that's not yours just because you worked with them once. And this is something to be said, like, even from the photography days, right? I never expected that a client would only work with me forever if I didn't serve them, continue to serve them and give them a reason to. Like, people move on, like, other things come up. And, you know, we were just chatting on a coaching call with someone about, you know, sending mailers and that sort of thing. And it's like, people are getting like several mailers a day in some neighborhoods. You know, at least we're getting them weekly. And what's to say that yours is any different if you haven't connected with them in a different way or throughout the season? So if you took a break this summer, cool. Also, like, now is the time to really make sure things are on track. And if you didn't and you stayed in touch, great. You'll have even a little more leverage moving into the fall.
Yeah, I love that so much.
So things that we did this summer to stay on track really were like continuing with, we chilled out a little bit on social, but we still did it. We continued our emails going out, which we always do. That is like it's happening. Like, our emails are happening.
Yeah, so we're sending 2 a week. It doesn't matter like what is going on in the world, that's happening.
Yes. And the podcast kept going, but we ease off a little bit. We don't do interviews in the summer, just for simplicity purposes and for all of us, really. Ryan, the producer, Beth and I, and also because it's just a little more chill in the summer. So we were able to provide different kinds of content, which is awesome. So we do that. And then this year especially, we, like Beth had mentioned, we decided to really take our foot off the gas and allow that space to come in, which was a struggle for me quite a bit, but, you know, a learning curve for me too. But so with so basically all summer long, I've created notes and things and wrote those down in a document, or I should say type those in a document. And we can revisit those now that we are approaching the fall, which is exciting. It's a different time of year.
Yeah, I'm glad that we did that. And like, there's no right or wrong way to do it, but sometimes just finding the motivation as a self-employed person, knowing that there isn't anyone really breathing down your neck. You know, some brokerages do, but a lot of brokerages are like, whatever. There's so many agents that are part-timers and sell like 1 or 2 houses a year. But in order to have like a truly sustainable business, so you don't have to have an extra job and you can make a sustainable and livable income selling real estate, you have to be in charge of your own time. You know, there's times to ease and there's times to have flow, but like, you really have to be diligent with your time blocking, doing all of those things that you know you need to do to build the business in order for it to continue to be there. Through it, you know, you need deals now, but you also need deals in 6 months. You'll need deals in, 9 months and next year. So someone might not be ready to take action now, but that's not like, oh, I'll just circle back with them in a year. You should be continuing to provide value and showing them that you are a trusted resource and you are like their go-to person. Otherwise, someone else is going to come along. They're going to be at a happy hour and meet someone they connect with that really is on their game, and you're going to be out. You're going to be out that commission, and really, frankly, you have no one to blame except yourself.
It's true. And that's the hard truth. That's the hard truth.
I know, it's a hard pill to swallow. I've had clients that like haven't used me, and you're like, oh my God, I thought I had a great relationship with them. Just like,
they move on.
Yeah. Didn't have anything to do with me.
Chase another shiny object. Like, that's what happens, right? Someone else is there thinking about a little bit more than you. And that's just the way it goes. And, you mentioned, Beth, about, like we plan for the ease and things like that. And that's something that I think we should touch on a little bit, is especially because, the holidays are going to be here before we know it too. And we intentionally planned for more ease this summer. But that is why it happened, because we planned for it. So instead of that panic of, oh my God, I should be working, or like the guilt of, oh, I'm like spending the day on the lake, right? With my friends, or I'm up at the cabin with my family, or whatever you're doing, like you're traveling, that kind of thing. Instead of feeling guilty while you're doing it that you're not working on your business, you have already put things in place so then you can remove that guilt. Like, you've actually planned for it. So with fall being here, now it's the time to plan to get stuff done. So once again, during the holiday season and when things slow down, well, They don't really slow down over that. But, like during those winter months and stuff, if you need to take your foot off the gas again, you can.
So and you can have quality family time over Thanksgiving and Christmas.
Without feeling guilty.
Yeah.
You don't need to be feeling guilty or like, I can't make that because I'm doing this or that sort of thing. So really getting focused. So maybe we should share some things that you can be doing, like actionable things right now that we're end of summer. Fall is right around the corner to get our business on track, to make sure it's on track as well.
All right. I've got a huge list. So I'm going to go through the list. Christy, you just jump in whenever you're feeling the spirit.
Okay.
Okay. So we all know we have to have a brand. We have done so many episodes on this. You need to continually be refining your brand voice. And speak to that a little bit.
Yeah.
Christy.
So really making sure that your brand, this is a good time to check in. If you haven't done it before summer, good time to check in and like, does it still feel aligned to me? Is it aligned to my clients? Has anything changed in life? Has my beliefs on things changed? Has my approach to things changed? Like, what have I learned, like inner growth and that kind of thing? And am I speaking to my clients in a way that's resonating with them? Remembering that the reason I'm speaking is for them, right? So this is a good time to check in and make sure that's all refined. If you're just speaking to speak, then this is a really good time to reevaluate brand voice altogether. So checking in with yourself, with your brand, making sure things still feel like a good fit. A lot of the times we think beginning of year, which is great. We have a lot of things that we're trying to do at the beginning of year. So now is a really good time. If you've had some, I don't want to say like time off or like just more flow and ease in your life, maybe now's a good time to reevaluate where you're at with that.
Love that. Well, and social media, are you growing your social media? Maybe you took your foot off the gas a little bit in the summer on this, and maybe it's time to get back into action and start growing and like having effectively wonderful social media growth.
This is a great one. And with that, can we please add, this does not mean to waste your time chasing trends. I'm just going to go on the record saying that because yes, there's a lot of info out there and this is a really good time to get distracted because you'll jump back in and guess what? Everyone trying to influence you on what you should be doing with your business is also, they know you're back. They know you're back. And so making sure that you stay grounded, stay focused, and every post is intentional. Every post, like there's a reason behind it. You're thinking of your client. You're not just thinking of likes and that kind of thing as you navigate your social media journey. Should we just call it that?
Yep.
Okay.
I love that. Send the damn email.
Oh my God.
I know this one really gets Christy fired up.
I should
emails.
Make a song. I should make a song about email.
It's so important, and it's so shocking how many agents are still not sending regular emails.
Regularly, we speak to agents that are not sending emails, or they're sending those like automated...
Just like a generic automated email that is all branded with your brokerage, and it really doesn't say anything about who you are as a person. Those are terrible emails.
Yeah, or how you're going to serve your clients. So honestly, if you are still not sending consistent emails, like weekly, if you're an agent, you're a full-time agent, weekly at minimum, you should be hitting inboxes with content that is relevant to them, relevant to your brand. If you're not, get off social media altogether and start getting into your inbox. You want to see results, start doing that. So it's not an either or, but if you are getting distracted, then like stay in your inbox for a minute. And
you have the highest ROI on anything that you do with real estate marketing on emails.
Absolutely. So refining your brand and operating in a space where that makes sense. And then your emails it's the biggest thing. It's what you absolutely need to be doing. And it's the way you connect with your clients. And we've been speaking about this forever, but if you want more info on that, head back to our email episodes. There are a bunch of them in our podcast archives. And with that, though, making sure that they feel good, right? That they are super aligned to your brand voice too. So making sure you're speaking appropriately to your clients and the information that they want. Yeah.
Yeah. Client events. I love, so we did one earlier this year, like a spring one.
And we do a summer.
And then the summer one, that just happened. And then we have 2 of them coming up. So we do 4 a year, like quarterly, and they are so much fun. It's just a great way to interact with your clients, for them to get to know you and, like meet your family and get to know other clients. Like we have clients that have met clients. Our brewery event last year, we had a couple that met there and then they went on a date or a couple dates after that. I'm like, this is really fun, but this is what it's all about. It's making connections and growing the community larger and deeper and more in depth. It's what it's all about. We love it.
And also keeping in mind that not everyone is an in-person thing. So you cannot only bank on events. That is where that email comes into play.
Right.
So much. So those working together is like you can connect with everyone.
Yeah, that's
so
huge.
Important. Yeah. And if you can't, we should also mention though, if you can't do events, like if you're a solo agent or you have like a smaller budget, or, you're just starting out, maybe events aren't for you. How can you reach them and serve them in a different way than that feels still really good? That gives that personal connection where they actually see you.
Well, and so like Christy said, you might not have the budget, but does your brokerage put on events that you could piggyback off of that for a smaller fee? I know at the old brokerage that I was at, they would have a spring clean event, and then there would be photos with Santa event in the winter, and it was just a really small fee to be able to participate. And then you had to put in sweat equity. You had to go and help set up and clean up and that sort of thing. But that was a great touch. That was a great way to be able to say, your client has no idea that you're not putting this event on yourself. They literally have no idea. And then they get there and they're like, oh, wow, this is so exciting. Even if you have just a handful of clients show up, if you're a newer agent, and maybe you don't have a ton of past clients to invite some friends, invite some neighbors. It's just a good way to make everybody feel special. And who doesn't want to have some pictures with Santa for their kids and decorate cookies and whatever? And who doesn't want to clean out their garage and have a great place to bring papers to shred? So like piggyback off of your brokerage if that's the only option that you have.
And think of your entire client list of who you're serving when you're thinking of these events. Like we always think of all of our clients. So we have a variety of events throughout the year. So some will be more appealing to others.
Totally. Ask for the referral. This is a great way to have a touch point with a client. But if you had like the most awesome experience with one of your clients and they were so grateful for everything that you did for them in their sale of their home or in the purchase of their new home, ask them for referrals. Of course, you want to work with people. If you have an awesome client, chances are they're friends with more awesome people. Ask for that business. It's so much better than having online leads where you have to start that whole entire relationship building process over again versus getting a warm handshake from your client that introduces you to their sister. You've already kind of overcome some of those barriers of building that relationship. Mm-hmm.
And some people are natural at sending you referrals to others, and others don't really think of it. So just reminding them like, hey, like you're super important to me. Like I really appreciate like you working with me. I appreciate you. Your referrals mean the world to me, that kind of thing. Like just reminding your clients that is a really big piece of your business, that you're never too busy for their friends and family.
Well, and sometimes clients, if you sell a certain type of home, sometimes your clients don't think you do other things because I think we all that are in the business just assume that everybody knows how it works. Even, Christy and I have been working alongside each other for 3 years now. And like in the beginning, I'm like, yeah, you've bought and sold several homes, and there'll be stuff. And she's like, oh my God, I had no idea that this is how this happened.
Oh, totally.
Or how this works. So, I mean, when you're asking for the business, remind people, I work with buyers and I work with sellers. Sometimes people think agents are only buyers agents. Oh, did you know I also work with sellers? Oh, did you know I know agents all over the country, in fact, all over the world, where you can make a connection. You can refer someone to an agent in California and you can get a referral fee for that. For literally making a connection. Telling people that you work in all price points and that you work with investors. Make sure that your clients know all the different types of people that you work with. Because I've had clients literally tell me, oh my gosh, I didn't know that you worked in that price point. I worked with a past client and he's like, we need to sell my mom's house, but I wasn't even going to bother you with it because it's such a small price point. Hello. Yes, I would love to work with you again. And like, there's no price point that's too small or too big. Like I'm doing it all. So your clients don't know until you tell them. And so the more that you share with them, it's just another touch point.
Mm-hmm.
And then they get to know you better.
And more content.
Yeah. Another thing that I love doing is breaking bread with clients. Mm-hmm. Like this is there's like some real estate coaches like this. They say that this is like the business model. I have not always done this. But since I started doing this and like meeting clients just on casual basis or grabbing a cup of coffee or meeting at a brewery or having happy hour, or we have a bunch of clients that invite us over for dinner. They'll be like, is Mark coming? Oh yeah, Mark's coming. What does Mark like to eat? And I'm like, what about what I like to eat? You know, it's super funny. Like that your clients, if you're really doing a great job, so many times they become friends. And that's just, to me, that's the holy grail. That's the icing on the cake.
It is.
I love that. Now more than ever is a time to like organize your database, clean up your database. Do you have people that you met over the summer that you have a bunch of business cards laying around that should be get added into your CRM? Or have people, you know, maybe you ran into someone at a graduation party earlier this summer and they're like, yeah, we're thinking about selling our house. And then you literally have not did anything with it since. Now's the time to start putting all those notes into your CRM. Make sure everybody's categorized properly. Do you have your leads in your CRM categorized, your A clients, B clients, C clients? And are you giving them priority according to how they rank in your CRM? Now's the time to be doing all of that.
Also, like if you've been thinking of someone to reach out to them, like they keep coming up and you're like, oh, I really should. And it's just kind of in your mind. And maybe it's not even a new person. Now's the time to reach out.
Your intuition's telling you that for a reason.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I love this time of year to send out home valuations.
Oh gosh, yes. And okay. Everyone wants to know what their home is worth.
Totally.
It doesn't matter if you can be a realtor, you want to know. Like how many times do you check yours? Or you probably just know.
No, not always. But I check out a variety of different sources just because I like to cross-reference the information.
Yeah.
So I'll do deep dive stuff. I'll do Zestimate. I do it all just because I want to see like what is out on social media with some of these auto valuation things and how is that affecting our home value.
Yeah, everyone wants to know it. We use a service that will give them an automated one, and then Beth will do the whole team will do custom home valuations. So, but the automated ones are nice in the way that if you've already had their email capture, they can just constantly be in there and looking, and then we can actually see what they're doing as well, which is really helpful. But sending those out now, such a great time. Everyone's thinking about it. If they haven't put their house on the market and they're not going to this fall, they're going to especially be thinking about it over the winter.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Gift giving, handwritten notes, authentically engaging on social.
Oh goodness, all these things are so good and easy to do, really.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And so if you're sitting in the office and you're like, I don't even know what to do to get back into the swing of things, just pick a couple of these and just go hard on them. Mm-hmm. It's going to get you back into the momentum and back into the, the regular cadence of reaching out to your clients. Yeah. And lastly, like this seems like the most obvious one, and it's the one that agents, I'm going to raise my hand too. Call your effing clients. Call your clients.
Yeah. Oh,
sometimes it's so hard and you feel like, oh gosh, I haven't talked to them in a couple of years. Just pick up the phone. How are you? Mm-hmm. Would love to know about you. Tell me about you. What's going on with you?
Don't talk about your business. Do not talk about your business.
If you're having a really authentic conversation, it's going to naturally come up.
Yep.
But be the person that's inquisitive and ask the questions. What it's going to do is going to give you more information to update your CRM with. Holy crap, I didn't know that Bob got a new job, or I didn't know that they got divorced.
Your daughter, like they had babies.
Baby. You literally never know. Mm-hmm. Oh, it's about time. Our last one just left for college this year. We're thinking about downsizing. Like you just never know the information that you can extract from that conversation, but it just makes people feel special.
You're getting super good at this too. Wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
Like really reaching out and
but there's still clients that I don't talk to very regularly that I still avoid talking to. But then when I do, I'm like, oh gosh, I needed that reminder of like how cool those people are.
That's awesome.
Yeah. But it doesn't come first nature to me.
I don't think it's for a lot of people. Picking up the phone is hard, especially with like social media and texting, and like we're much more disconnected. Even though we are more connected, we're more disconnected on that level.
Absolutely.
So it is more difficult in general.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love all these things.
Yeah. It's the time.
It's the time.
School's back in session. School's about to be back in session.
School's about to be back in session, and it's time to really focus on our and to avoid the overwhelm. Like start now, and so don't beat yourself up if you were slacking a little bit this summer.
It's okay.
It's okay.
Get back on track.
And if you weren't, and you've just been going hard, maybe take a break. No, but really, this is such a great time to do it, and it's going to really like show you what your business is going to be in 3 to 6 months.
Yeah, it's going to set you up to have a successful end of the year.
Yes.
And then we all know, and we've said this on several podcast episodes, how well you set yourself up for Q4 will determine how successful your Q1 is in 2024.
Yes.
If you're just literally screwing around at the end of the year, you don't be surprised if you don't have any paychecks at the beginning of the year.
You're looking at next late spring, summer to have a paycheck if you start screwing around. So we're definitely going to put out some more stuff on that, serving during that time, and really prepping your business for that. But right now, focus on these basics, making sure you're connecting and you're actually like, moving things forward.
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right. Woohoo. Summer's wrapping up, but it's still warm. So we're happy. And
And until next time,
remember to keep your face off a bus bench.
And keep being the badass boss babes that you are.
Okay, girls, are you feeling as inspired as we are? We're over here cheering you on because you just finished another episode of the Girl Get Your Face Off a Bus Bench podcast.
If you want more, head over to girlgetyourfaceoffabusbench.com for show notes and more episodes. And don't forget to subscribe and leave us a 5-star review. They mean the world to us, and they're what keep us going.
Girl, thanks for being here.